guys, so today I'm going to touch on a subject surrounding basically how to diet and still have a social life. This is something that I think a lot of people struggle with, and also creates a lot of like social anxiety. I see it a lot in my line of work where people are scared to go out when they're dieting towards their goals, and they actually get a little bit overwhelmed with people judging them with the Tupperwares and stuff that they have to take to meals. You know, sometimes people get called rude for not eating like meals at events, which, you know, it sounds silly, but it happens. I also, before I start speaking about this, if you haven't watched my previous video that I uploaded about a year ago, talking about calorie deficits and how we eat ourselves out of calorie deficits over the weekends, I suggest that you pause this video, go watch that first, because it's sort of a prerequisite for this one. But yeah, so before I get started, I want to speak about an eating disorder called orthorexia. Now, orthorexia is actually quite a common eating disorder that a lot of people suffer with mildly, and then you get your, you know, more extensive cases that suffer with it, but it's actually very common. Now basically what orthorexia is it's an obsession with healthy food and the belief that you have to eat certain foods to lose weight, or that you can only eat these foods, otherwise you feel a little bit like overwhelmed, you get a little bit anxious. And this is not healthy. It's not normal human behavior to obsess so much about what is on your plate. And I sort of blame, you know, media and society for making us think that there is some magical fix to losing weight and obtaining our goals, and, you know, all these fad diets floating around, and they're kind of to blame, because let's be honest, it is popular belief that you have to eat chicken and broccoli 6 times a day to get the body of your dreams. And what I would like to do that is I would like to break the mold. I would like to open people's eyes and realize that if you're a food lover, you can still eat good food and look good, you know, or be healthy and get to your goals. So you guys would have noticed that me and Owen have been punting flexible dieting over the last couple of months while we're prepping for show. Now, flexible dieting doesn't mean that you just eat a bunch of junk all day. There is, you know, a sort of thought pattern behind it. We do eat a lot of healthier, cleaner foods. Like, you know, our calorie allowance isn't just made up of chocolate. You know, we do focus on getting in enough protein, getting in enough carbohydrates, but even then, your macronutrients doesn't have to be rigid. There's a range of calories that you can actually diet on. It's not like a set amount that, you know, most people like you to believe. And there's many ways that you can do it. So let's get down to it. How do you attend a social event, eat there, and still, you know, get your goal? I mean, you know, how does one do that? And it's simple. Pre-plan. When you were in high school, okay, let's use English as an example, right? The creative writing paper. You were expected to write a rough draft in pencil before you wrote your actual essay for the teacher. And if you wrote essays and stuff in class, it was the same. You had to get your friends to edit it, and basically what this does is it allows you to plan for the work so that your final draft can be executed a lot better. You need to do the same with your goals. So yesterday Owen and I had a family function. His brother was down from the UK. They haven't seen each other in a very long time. we're prepping what now? We pre-planned it. So we're given a certain amount of calories that we're allowed throughout the day. Owen's is obviously a lot higher than mine, but with the age of social media and technology, it actually makes things so much easier, because restaurant menus are now online. You can check them out before you attend the places. There's no harm in asking your friend, hey, what will be served at the braai? Will there be salads? Will there be bread? You can ask people that. And you can go to the event with a set plan and execute that plan beautifully. Live your life, have a social life as well, without allowing diet and eating healthy in a rigid sort of manner overtake your life. Because things like this can also become unhealthy. It's not healthy to stress about eating. It really isn't. So what we basically did is we checked out the menu the night before, decided what would be best for us. So I chose a sort of like a gyro chicken wrap that had chicken, tomato, red onion, tzatziki, and it was all wrapped up in a thick pita bread. It was really, really good. Owen had, I'm not pointing at him there, he's there. Owen had two chicken skewers that was very similar to mine actually. They had cut up pita bread and placed the skewers on top, and then he also had some sweet potato chips, and he added an ice cream. Men are so lucky with their higher BMRs. So we picked things on the menu that had some carbs, had some fats, and obviously had some protein. Because whenever we eat out, we still want to sort of pick things that is, suitable for our goals. And I am most concerned about getting in enough protein and enough carbohydrates at the moment, and making sure that my fats don't dip too low, and then obviously staying within my calorie range. So that's all that you've got to do. Now, knowledge is power. I know it's a lot easier than said. I've made it sound like very easy, but that's also why it is so important to learn on your journey. Understand food. Learn a little bit more about tracking, Find a coach that helps you with this. I often believe that it's a coach's job to teach you, not just give you a set plan to follow and then be, there you go, because you could essentially download that off of the internet. So it's really important that you learn as you go, so that you get to a stage where you can look at a plate of food and sort of gauge the calories and be like, yeah, this is fine. And I'm not saying that you can never go boss again. There will be days where I will let loose and I'll eat whatever I want, but there's a time and a place for things. If you're attending like 7 social events a week, okay, and you're not allowing for any moderation, you're not going to get to your goal. So you do have to cut back a little bit. If nothing changes, nothing's going to change. So, you can go to these events, but you need to plan ahead. You need to be prepared for what's happening. And if reaching your goal is important to you and you really, really want it, this will be easy for you to do. Because I'm not saying that you can't eat the nice things. I'm saying that you can eat them, but something's got to give or take. So, can't eat the whole cake, but you can eat a slice. Cake's very high in calories, by the way. So maybe I should rather say 1 plate at the buffet and not, don't go back for thirds, and just sort of learn as you go. I know I've said that, but like I want to reiterate it because it's really, really important. What you know about food is how you got to the point of where you are now. If I look at the girl I was 6 years ago, I didn't even know Ava was a fat. Like, for real. My dad said to me, Ava's a fat, and I was like, but it's a vegetable and it's actually a fruit. But just so that you understand it, if I can go from that girl, okay, who knew literally nothing about nutrition and training, to the woman that I am today, helping individuals lose weight and understand more about nutrition, you can do this. It's easy. You just need to believe in yourself and apply it. Okay? Have a fantastic day. Hope this video helped you. Go watch the other video if you haven't. And if you know someone who is on a journey themselves, please share it with them.